Sunday morning, I waited up in the middle of the night for this Pikachu Funko Pop that was supposed to go live on Target.com. 3 o'clock in the morning. I waited until about 4:30. Gave up. Never went online. Still hasn't since. I slept for about 1 measly hour. And I woke up at 6:15 a.m. Tried to go back to sleep because I knew I wasn't going anywhere until 7 o'clock in the morning. Went to Target to try to get the Funko Pop Pikachu. Of course, I was 7th online, and of course the store only received 6. Missed it by 1 person. So, turns out that the store I didn't go to was the one I wanted to go to. Good thing I didn't. They got 6 as well, and according to a person that was standing in line with me, this girl had told me her friend worked at the store I was going to go to. They got 6 and were only selling 4, so employees hid 2 of them. Later on that morning told me they sold out, which I had no doubt because every store had sold out of the Funko Pop. And then they were telling customers later in the day they never got them, which is a crock of shit. And then yesterday, I come across this page in my New Jersey Funko Pops group I'm in. A page called Confessions of a Target Employee. And this isn't just for one employee, a Facebook page. No, this is for all Target employees across the country who can submit anonymous stories to talk shit about customers. And I don't agree with this one bit. Because when you have a bunch of customers going on there to vent and bitch about their day at work and to talk shit about the customers who without them you wouldn't have a fucking job, may I remind you. And then you have over 8,000 people, I would say the majority of them other retail employees from other stores, supporting this page, joining in on the conversation to talk shit about their customers and to talk shit about other people's customers and other stores and sympathizing with these cocksuckers. Fuck all of you, by the way. So, I read a couple of these stories, and the only thing I will agree with is that, yes, we do have people once in a while. You will come across scumbag customers. There's no doubt in that. But to share those kinds of stories and bitch about it and make fun of the people who go to your store to buy what you're selling, to put money in your fucking pocket at the end of the day, or I should say at the end of the week, I don't agree with it. I think it's bullshit, and you all can go fuck yourselves. Because the Pikachu Pop was this main thing going around, and all these employees just had to go talk a bunch of shit. And then other people bring up the fact that, well, customers don't really trust the employees. They have a bit of a bad experience with the employees. Gee, I wonder why. Because of what happened at one Target on Sunday morning. And then you wonder why people don't fucking trust the employees and why they question the employees and sometimes give the employees a hard time when it comes to certain items. I fucking hate Funko Pop people. You fucking Funko people. I hate them. Well, newsflash. If you hate your fucking job, don't work there. You don't like retail? Don't work retail. Get a better job. Go do something else. It's one thing to bitch about your job to your family, but don't take it to the fucking public. Even if you are doing it anonymously, it's really fucking stupid. I don't know what you people's problem are, but again, without the customers, you wouldn't have a fucking job. You wouldn't get a paycheck every week or every other week. Cut the shit. going on, guys? My name is The Rose. This is episode 19 of the Game Corner podcast. I didn't do the podcast the past couple of weeks because last week I was in Pennsylvania spending time with my family for my cousin's first birthday. We went out to a park, had a barbecue, hung out with some friends and family. It was a good time overall. It was supposed to rain. The rain held up, thankfully. And that was 2 weeks ago. And no, that was a week ago. I'm sorry. The week before that, I don't know, was not feeling well, and it was really hot out. I don't know, I just didn't feel good. But so the podcast is back for now. Heard from my co-host Cypher, said he's feeling better with his life situation, but then after that I haven't heard from him again in a week and a half. So I hope he's doing alright. Hopefully hear from him again soon. And yeah, so I bought Ready Player One on Blu-ray on last Friday. I watched the movie. The second time around, it's still a pretty damn good movie. It was one of the better video game movies out there, I think. You know, I thought Pixels was an alright movie. I didn't see the Donkey Kong Fistful of Quarters movie or whatever that was called. I didn't get to see that one. I have yet to watch the AVGN movie, but considering that was more of an indie style, not saying it can't be good because it's more indie, and it was crowdfunded. Was it crowdfunded? I don't remember. But compared to all the other shitty video game movies out there, like Street Fighter, Dead or Alive, Tekken, Super Mario, you know, Ready Player One for a video game based movie, I think it's pretty damn good. With that being said, folks, I have 18 articles to talk about today. I'm going to be talking about Nintendo suing ROM hack websites. Not just ROM hack websites, but ROM sites in general, popular ones. Nippon Ichi Studios Promising Disgaea 6. Cheat codes discovered in Sonic Mania Plus, which I will be making a video on and showing you how to do them in the coming days. We also have news on a Square Enix summer sale, Ni no Kuni getting free DLC, and much, much more. So, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. I greatly appreciate all the follows. Follow Erin Fitzgerald, the fantastic voice actress, also on the same platforms, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And follow my buddy Chceck, the founder of Black Sakura, on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel and Twitch. He's been doing a little bit more with his stuff recently. And also follow Black Sakura on Facebook. All the links are in the description down below, as always. So with that being said, folks, let's get right into the news here. So the first thing I want to dive right into is Warriors Orochi 4 to have a PvP 3 vs 3 mode as part of its online multiplayer. During the stage panel at ACGHK, I have no idea what convention that is, 2018, producer Masaki Furusawa, showed off more of the new Sacred Treasure system in Warriors Orochi 4, and also hinted at some sort of online 3v3 mode as part of the online multiplayer. The online multiplayer is also a first time for the entire Warriors franchise. So that's pretty neat. Firstly, Furusawa went over what unique about this entry. So Warriors Orochi 4 brings a more supernatural element into the story than ever before, with the Sacred Treasure system and characters like Zeus and Athena, bringing Greek mythology into it. Pretty cool. There are 170 playable characters in total, while only 5 are new characters to the series. 29 of them are characters who haven't been playable in Orochi sub-series. Warriors Orochi 4 has online mode, not just online story co-op, and online mode specific content in a first for the entire Musou series. More will be shared regarding this later on. Furusawa later stated that because there is a 3 vs 3 online mode in the game, online content will support up to 6 players at once. Well, I sure hope so. If you're gonna do a 3 vs 3 mode, you gotta have your games be able to support up to 6 players. Online and offline split-screen co-op gameplay will make a return in the game. So that's pretty neat. First time for the series is pretty cool to see. Always cool to see Koei Tecmo, branching out more with the Warrior series. I'm a big fan of the Warrior series. The game releases on September 27th, 2018 for PS4 and Nintendo Switch in Japan, and will release on October 16th for PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC in the US. So that's pretty cool. I look forward to it. I'll probably put it on my Christmas list. Not gonna lie. If you can hear my nephew in the background, I apologize. He's being obnoxious. Square Enix, let's see. Square Enix holding a 1-week summer sale that it's already underway. It started a couple of days ago. Let's see. Beyond Final Fantasy titles, you will also find the usual Square flagship games such as Tomb Raider, and in fact the upcoming Shadow of the Tomb Raider is also available for sale at 22% off. The Standard Edition, 20% off the Digital Deluxe Edition, and finally 26% off the expensive Croft Edition. And any titles in the Life is Strange series also worth checking out. Is the Front Mission Evolved for only $5. So here's the entire list of games. Other upcoming titles include, in the range to 22 to 26% off, are Beyond Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You'll also find Just Cause 4, Dragon Quest XI, Life is Strange 2. All of these pre-order dates include their respective pre-order bonus. Everything listed below is activated on Steam. So they have Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Just Cause 4, Life is Strange 2, Final Fantasy 3, 4, 4 of the After Years, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 13, 2, 13, 3, 14, 15, the Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition, Final Fantasy 10 and Tech 10-2 HD Remaster, World of Final Fantasy, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, and Guardian of Light, and Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris. You have Deus Ex Games, Game of the Year Edition, Human Revolution, Director's Cut, Invisible War, Mankind Divided, The Fall, Just Cause 1, 2, 3, and 4, Thief, Deadly Shadows, Thief Collection, Thief Gold, Thief 2, Thief Master Thief Edition. More noteworthy titles. Front Mission Evolved, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Life is Strange, Complete Season, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 2, Legacy of Kain Defiance, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver Collection, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. That's not a bad game at all. It's pretty cool. Tokyo Dark, the Turing Test. Interesting. Let's see. So, Nier Automata and Final Fantasy XIV are also part of the summer sale. Let's see. You'll find other popular Square Enix published titles such as Dungeon Siege, Kane and Lynch, Battle Stations, Conflict, and many more. The sale runs through Thursday, August 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Note that select titles above, you need to use coupon code EXTRA18. That is EXTRA18. EXTRA 18. To get the price listed. If you click through and don't see a coupon page displayed, then it doesn't need a code. Game deals brought to you by the crew at Deals On. Disclaimer. Sale from certain retailers helps support Siliconera. Alright. So that's pretty neat. There are a few titles I'm interested in here. I'm probably going to look at the sale and see what some of these prices are, because I'm interested in a few of them. And if I'd like to excuse my yawning, but I'm still kind of tired from Sunday. I haven't been sleeping very well lately. Nintendo Labo launching new vehicles kit on September 14th. The next entry in Nintendo Labo series has been announced on September 14th, 2018 for $70 US. Nintendo Labo vehicle kit will be released for the Switch. This is the third entry and lets people drive a car, a plane, and a submarine. When people buy the Labo vehicle kit, they will find themselves presented with the opportunity to build a car, a plane, and a submarine, as well as a pedal and 2 keys. Putting the keys in different slots determines which vehicle you are driving, or mini games you are playing. Nintendo Labo vehicle kit is Nintendo Labo robot kit, or immediately Variety Kit and Robot Kit immediately available now for the Switch. So, I'm guessing this is selling well enough, otherwise Nintendo, I guess, wouldn't waste their time making more of these. But at the same time, it's all strings, rubber band, and cardboard, so how much can they possibly, be spending to develop this stuff? And since you could build a car, I would imagine this would also support Mario Kart 8 on the Switch. At least I would imagine so. I think this is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Of course, I'm not gonna buy one, but yeah, now you could add this to the already possible robot and motorcycles that you could already build. That just expands the Labo franchise. That's pretty cool. Super Neptunia RPG. We get new footage of Valkyrie profile style battles and dungeon exploration. Compile Art has showcased the latest gameplay footage of Super Neptunia RPG as the battle system that plays a lot like the Valkyria profile games, except with plenty more NEP. Well, I should hope it's going to be NEP. Come on now. Dungeon exploration parts are done in a side-scrolling fashion, but the battles start with symbol encounters where you touch an enemy in the field. Just like any other NEP game. You'll get to smack enemies first to start out with an advantage. Once the battle starts, you notice that a button that commands all 4 of your party members, similar to Valkyria Profile, also similar to Exist Archive, which is an amazing anime RPG. Check that game out. It's pretty damn cool. And of course, Super Neptunia launches on the PS4 and the Switch on September 27th in Japan this year, and a later date for the US and Europe this fall. So it'll probably come October, November, possibly even December, early December. So, I mean, they really didn't need to come out and state the obvious here, since there were a few articles already talking about this game and how it's like Valkyrie Profile. You know, they already stated that the game would be 2D exploration and the battle system would be different. So they kind of just like restated some things they already talked about. But I'm still really interested in this game. I can't wait for it to come out. I'm sure a lot of fans in the Neptunia series are certainly waiting patiently for this game to come out. Got a few more months, guys. We're getting there. A few more months. Hopefully we get some new information before the game comes out and not just this kind of rehashed stuff. I mean, this information was definitely rehashed from older news. Ni no Kuni 2 getting a free DLC pack on August 9th. And a Season Pass DLC this winter and in early 2019. Now, before I even read this article, I'll be honest, I haven't played Ni no Kuni and I probably won't at all. But for fans of the series, Bandai Namco announced that Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom is getting some more content with a free adventure pack that provides new challenges on August 9th and more Season Pass DLC this winter and early 2019. What do we got here? The adventure pack is mostly about new challenges for experienced players. It adds floors to the faraway forest cave that rewards you with new costumes for Evan and the others upon clearing. Players will get to take on tough new bosses with Zeta and Blackheart. Furthermore, additional quests are unlocked after completing the story with some unique rewards. As for the first Season Pass DLC, it'll arrive this winter with a brand new dungeon to explore. Evan and friends will go into the depths of a cryptic dungeon while facing increasingly stronger enemies the deeper they go. The second Season Pass DLC is expected to release in early 2019. It will be an additional story expansion to Ni no Kuni 2, where more info on that will be released at a later date. So that's pretty cool. You know, if you have the game, this is something you definitely want to check out, especially if they're expanding on the story. I always like when new story DLC comes out. I think that's pretty cool. You know, breathe new life into a game you've probably already beaten and cleared already. I mean, even the free update DLC you're gonna get, the adventure mode is pretty cool. It gives you something new to do in the game. So if you don't have, you know, a season pass, you know, you still have something in the game to look forward to. I think that's pretty cool. Good on you guys, Bandai Namco. They are one of my favorite developers and publishers of all time. They just do games the right way, for the most part. Okay. Nippon Ichi Software president promises Disgaea 6 release. Nippon Ichi Software will release a remake of the very first Disgaea in Japan. It comes out... It's actually out already at the time of recording this. Yeah, so it came out on July 26th. Company president Shohei Nikawa had a little something to share with fans of the series. While Nikawa couldn't get into much detail, he said that Disgaea 6 will certainly release. He added that they are certainly considering its release period, platform, and game contents for the 6th installment. Technically not the 6th installment, but okay. One interesting bit he also shared was that they would like to consider the possibility of expanding beyond strategy RPG games for Disgaea. What if we got a Disgaea Warriors game? Partner up with Koei Tecmo. I think it would be a fucking blast. What if we get a Disgaea fighting game? You guys are already publishing SNK's new fighting game. So why don't you take what they're doing and adapt it into a Disgaea fighting game? There are plenty of characters to go around. I think it's possible. Or make a hack and slash adventure kind of game with the Disgaea series. You don't have to partner up with Koei Tecmo to make a hack and slash game, although they would be the best choice. If you do a hack and slash game, it's got to be a Warriors game. I think you can do it. I would love to see a Disgaea Warriors game or a Disgaea fighting game. I think it'd be pretty cool. So, Disgaea 6 is coming out. I am excited to hear about that. Of course, there are no plans as to the story, no news, and none of that. We'll probably hear about that in the coming months, probably late this year, early next year. If that game doesn't release next year, it'll probably release in 2020. However, I am excited. Actually, I'm going to save this image real quick. And because I'll use this as my thumbnail. Come on, computer, can you be any slower? The fuck? No, wrong. God damn it. This is what I wanted. Alright. Fuck off, Kev. You bastard. RPG Maker MV for consoles will have data sharing between Switch and Xbox One only. Gee, I wonder why, PlayStation, you fucks. It has been revealed in this week's issue of Famitsu magazine that the RPG Maker MV for consoles, titled RPG Maker MV Trinity in Japan, will release on November 15th for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch, with data sharing between the Switch and the Xbox versions. The game's price is listed at 7,800 yen for the Xbox One, and is a digital exclusive. Games made by players can be uploaded to a closed online service, Maker Plaza, where players from all around the world will get to try it out. RPG Maker MV Player will release for free on all platforms that allows players to check out games. However, game data sharing on the Maker Plaza will only be available between Switch and Xbox versions. RPG Maker MV is currently available on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Versions will release on November 15th, 2018, and in the West in 2019. PlayStation, you're really getting people to hate you guys again lately. With all this non-crossplay shit. What is your fucking problem? I don't understand it. You guys need to get off your high horse and game share. Well, not really game share, but cross-play share with other platforms. You guys already do it with PC, and what's the problem with that? You do it with a PC, albeit not that many games do it. But if you don't have a problem doing it with PC players, why not other console players? All this cross-play stuff, Sony, you're making making yourselves out to look like the bad guys right now, and I'm honestly getting disappointed in you guys. Alright, so classic GameCube controllers will be releasing this October ahead of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. There is a green one. Not a green one. There's a red one, which is Mario. A yellow one, which is Pikachu. At least it's got like a shadow of a Pikachu on there. It is Pikachu. It does say Pikachu. And then there's a Zelda one, which is black. Hori announced that they will be making classic controllers for Nintendo Switch that come in 3 different designs based on Mario, Zelda, and Pikachu respectively. The controllers will come out in October this year and are designed after the GameCube controller, but with a few extra face buttons in the middle and 4 shoulder buttons instead of 3. The controller will be wired and also contains an auto-fire option as well. Furthermore, the sides of the controllers are ridged in order to provide a tighter grip. Now this is all in Japanese, so are they coming to America? I would imagine, I hope so. You can find the product pages for controllers, blah blah blah. Hori Classic controllers for the Switch are set to release in October, but it doesn't say Japan only or Japan first and then around the world. Hori is known for making pretty good controllers, although their PS4 mini controller is very questionable based on a video I had watched last weekend. But Hori is known for making some pretty good controllers. I do have my GameCube controller for Smash that I bought 2 years ago. Although this one is more updated because it has more buttons and stuff. But I'll probably stick with what I have for now. I'm in no rush to update. I think the controller I have has enough buttons for Smash on it. And it does work on my Switch because I've already done it. But for anybody who doesn't have classic GameCube controllers already and you don't want to spend a fortune on the controllers, this is a good option. I would imagine these are just going to be USB capable directly into the console, and you won't need that extra GameCube adapter. But I have the adapter, so I'm just going to use what I have for now. But this is pretty neat nonetheless. Also, make a Yoshi controller. Square Enix is expanding its cloud gaming with new Blackout partnership. Now, I don't know who Blackout is. Square Enix and Blackout announced a new partnership that will allow an on-demand cloud-based gaming service to distribute a selection of Square Enix titles. First titles confirmed as part of the service include Lara Croft Go, Hitman Go, Deus Ex Go, and Hitman Sniper on any of the supported devices for Blackout, including PC, Mac, Linux, and Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, etc. You can expect to see the games launch for the on-demand gaming service over the coming months. Here's a quote from the Blackout CEO and founder Oliver Avaro, and I quote, "It's great to see the growing momentum in cloud gaming as companies like Square Enix begin to support these new distribution initiatives. We're big fans of the titles Square Enix has produced, and we're excited to help these titles reach new audiences." Blackout is currently available in the United States, France, and Germany. It allows users to play any games from its catalog of over 120 premium titles and more without a need to download for a monthly subscription fee of $12.99. So I imagine that's $12.99 euros. I'm sorry, it's available in the United Kingdom, not the United States. So, is this a service that's going to come to the US, or is this just strictly a European thing? I guess only time will tell. Quite honestly, I'm not too interested in cloud-based gaming services because you need to have constant internet for that. And if you don't have very good internet, you're kind of shit out of luck. So, out of all of these cloud-based services so far, I think I like Xbox Game Pass the most. And I haven't even tried it yet. I have, however, played PlayStation Now. And while I haven't had much of a problem, I have had a game crash a couple of times because of subpar internet, even though my internet speeds at the time were pretty good. So, I don't know. I'm just not really a fan of cloud-based gaming, and eventually I know that's what gaming is going to all become. Here's a good story here. Sonic Mania Plus cheat codes have been discovered. Even more hidden things are in store with cheat codes that are usable through the level select menu by playing certain tracks using the sound test hidden option. It explains on how you do it. I'm not going to elaborate on this one too much because I'm going to do a video on this in the next day or so, and I'm going to explain how to do it and all of the codes. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 codes. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there are 8 codes for the game. You can change all animals into squirrels. You can start the game with all emeralds. You can have infinite continues, which you really shouldn't ever need this because this game is pretty easy for the most part. You can force Encore mode. Now, I don't know if you have to have the Encore DLC to do this or not, but I happen to have the Encore DLC on my PS4, and I have the Plus version on the Switch, so I think I'll test this code on my brother's Xbox because he doesn't have Encore mode yet. Although forcing Encore mode, you will not get to play Angel Island. It'll take you straight to Green Hill. All medals. So this will give you all gold medals from the Blue Sphere stages, and which will unlock everything, by the way. Egg Reverie flying in any level as supersonic. So when you're supersonic, you can fly in any level you want, as long as you have enough rings. Max control for Sonic, which means you can have the drop dash, super peel out, and the insta shield all at one time, which makes Sonic practically OP. And you can disable the supersonic music, so every time you use supersonic, you don't have to hear that music because that will drive you nuts. So I think that's cool. 8 codes I'm definitely going to try out. I like it. That's a callback to the old school days right there because you don't really have cheat codes in games anymore. Alright. I have been interrupted for the second time, so excuse all these cuts. Hopefully my camera's still being aimed where it should be. I do not even know how long this is anymore because I had to pause twice. There's no way in hell I've gone over an hour. Let's get back into this news. Fallout 76 will have a beta in October. The Fallout 76 beta window has been narrowed down on the Bethesda forums. It was revealed that the beta will begin sometime this October. To participate in the Fallout 76 beta, people will need to pre-order the game. This will get them a code they can redeem for access. Bethesda will start with a small by approving a select number of beta participants. This is how it was worded, guys. That doesn't sound right to me, but this is how the article is worded. Eventually, everyone who pre-orders the game will be included in the beta test. In addition, it was confirmed that Fallout 76 questions will be answered during QuakeCon 2018. A Fallout 76 panel, fan Q&A, and a fan Q&A will be held at 9 a.m. Pacific time, which is 12 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, you guys screwed that up. On August 11th, Todd Howard and other Bethesda Game Studio staff will be standing and will be broadcast on Twitch and Mixer. Fallout 76 comes to the PS4, PC, and Xbox One on November 14th, 2018. So there you go. You get to play the game before it even comes out, and if you're not impressed, you can cancel your pre-order. Very similar to what I did with Gran Turismo Sport. I'm not a fan of Fallout, so honestly I don't really care. Dragon Ball FighterZ Nintendo Switch Open Beta has a 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2 mode instead of the usual 3v3. Bandai Namco has not revealed the August 2018 launch date for the Nintendo Switch Dragon Ball FighterZ Open Beta yet, but it was revealed 3 kinds of local multiplayer options people will be able to try. When players participate in the test, they will be able to participate in 1 vs 1 and 2 vs 2 matches, and in 6-player offline party matches. The match types are particularly notable in the Dragon Ball Fighter matches are currently 3 vs 3 affairs. This is the first time 1v1 and 2v2 matches will appear in the game. Dragon Ball FighterZ will come to the Switch in Japan on September 27th, 2018, and in North America and Europe on September 28th. Its Nintendo Switch Open Beta will begin in August 2018. The game is available now for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So, it would be really cool if the PS4, Xbox, and PC versions get the 1v1 and 2v2 battles as a free update, like a patch update for the game. Although I could see this being a Switch exclusive feature, because maybe that'll sway people to buy the Switch version if you don't want to play 3 vs 3 matches and you want to play traditional 1-on-1 matches, or you want to play traditional 2-on-2 tag team matches as opposed to what you got now, but you have to do it on the Switch. I can see that being a thing. Personally, I want to see it on the other platforms. Bandai Namco, as I said earlier in this podcast, is one of my favorite developers and publishers, and I want to see them go that extra mile. Give everybody equal opportunity. Also, fuck base form Goku and Vegeta. We don't need them. Fuck them. Speaking of Bandai Namco, we got more news on them. They want 50% of their games to be new IPs, and they want more games to be made overseas as opposed to Japan. While Bandai Namco is known for working on games for established franchises, the publisher is looking into expanding with new IPs. They also want more titles to be developed outside of Japan. Bandai Namco has already been working on establishing new IPs with a new IP creation unit, and we've already seen efforts from the company with titles such as Code Vein and 11-11, Memories Untold. So, Bandai Namco said that it wants 50% of the titles to be developed outside of Japan, to which Howard added that it won't be happening in the next 3 to 5 years, but believes it should definitely happen within the next decade. He also mentions that the publisher meets more than 200 studios a year to see if they can match with any current projects. So, I don't know exactly what they're looking for in terms of new IPs, but practically, I wouldn't say everything they make is good, but almost everything they make is good. I've played so many Bandai Namco games since they've merged. It's I love it. I love all the Dragon Ball games, the Sword Art Online games. I want to play Fatal Bullet, which I haven't played it yet. Jump Force looks amazing. Definitely want to play that. What else do they have they've made that I fucking played? Tekken. Oh yeah, duh. Tekken. Fantastic. I love it. And then you got, I am interested in Code Vein. I'm not 100% sure I'll play it though at some point, but they also, help with other games, like they've helped out here and there with Smash Bros. They've helped out with Capcom You know, they partnered with Capcom for Street Fighter versus Tekken, which I'm still waiting for Tekken versus Street Fighter. That would be something to see. And I'm curious to see what all these new IPs are because, you know, if it's something I'm interested in, I will play it. I love you guys, man. Bandai Namco is great. Don't disappoint me. Wild Arms developer Media Vision is recruiting 2D designers for an in-development PS4 RPG. Media Vision, the developer last known for the Wild Arms series, and the more recently Shining Resonance, Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, and Valkyria Revelations, is recruiting staff for a new PS4 RPG. This information comes from a job listing by Media Vision that seeks a 2D designer. The work involves character illustrations and character designs for a title that is currently in development. The platform has been listed for PS4 and genre as RPG. The recruitments are simply to be able to properly draw people and production experience of illustrations of various colors. A plus, but not required, is experience in RPG development as well as console game and native apps. Whatever they got planned, it sounds interesting. A 2D RPG, I'm all for it. I have played Wild Arms in the past. It's a decent game. Nothing really to complain about. But I'm interested to see what this new unannounced game is. Because I love RPGs. RPGs are something I play a lot of. And 2D RPGs, again, I think of Exist Archive. The upcoming Super Neptunia RPG, which I already know is going to be great. At least, I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm hoping it's going to be great. I don't see it not being great. I haven't played Valkyrie Profile, but I kind of really want to now. So if this is going to be something like those, I'm all for it. Let it happen. Capcom explains why Resident Evil 2 Remake will not have VR support. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard introduced a new take of VR horror, but the developers won't be keeping it around for the upcoming remake of Resident Evil 2. Speaking with the Daily Star, producer Tsuyoshi Kanda and Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, I probably butchered your names, I apologize. They were asked whether or not Resident Evil 2's remake will get VR mode as an add-on. Kanda said, and I quote, "We're not thinking about VR support currently, given that the camera perspective and the over-the-shoulder choice would mean that VR is not the best way to present this game. VR doesn't match the vision for us." He also said, thinking about it, maybe giving you the rat's eye view in the trailer might have given people the wrong idea. But if you think that is Rat VR coming, that's not the case. Resident Evil 2 PS4, Xbox One, and PC remake will release on January 25th, 2019. In case you missed it. So there you go. There is also a collector's edition exclusive to GameStop and EB Games. I mean, VR I don't think is doing very well. Honestly. It hasn't taken off the way companies expected it to, I don't think. Now, they did have it in Resident Evil 7. I'm actually curious to know how many people actually played in VR mode in 7. But it only makes sense, too, because Resident Evil 2 back in, 1999? Or whatever it was, didn't have VR back then, so why have it now? I understand this is a remake, but I don't know. I just think it does make more sense not to have it. Shenmue 3 has a new battle system that can help out players who aren't great at action games. Well then. Now, this is either pronounced Wise or Easenet. So I'm going to go with Easenet. And if I'm wrong, suck me asshole. Easenet announced that Shenmue 3 Kickstarter and Slacker backer campaigns have combined to reach the $7 million stretch goal that adds an AI battling system into the game. Battle system expanded, AI battling. This control system lets you automatically unleash the perfect technique in response to the opponent's positioning and distance. R&D for this system is based on Yu Suzuki's concept for players who are not used to fighting games, or for those who want a full immersive battle experience. This battle system is highly compatible with and will be an extension into the current battle system. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah, a new stretch goal was reached to have an accompanying battle system to help players who aren't that great with action games. Of course, I'm sure this is something you don't have to use, but if they make you use it, I think it's kind of stupid. But I think it's a nice option for other casual players that want to come in, play Shenmue 3, and enjoy the game. I think that's a neat little feature. I will not complain about that. I mean, I'm not the greatest at action games either, mainly because I tend to go all gung-ho with it and, like, fucking jump in head first and shit, but I don't think I would use it. But I do think it is a very nice option for people who just want to get in and play the game and enjoy it for whatever reason. Nintendo files lawsuits against two well-known ROM sites. Oh boy. Love ROMs looks to be one of them. At least they're only showing Love ROMs in the article here, so let's get into it. Nintendo of America filed a lawsuit this week against two ROM sites that are supposedly operated by the same company, Love ROMs and LoveRetro.co. I've never heard of Love Retro, but I heard of Love ROMs. Both sites are allegedly owned by Jacob Mathis and Matthias Designs, LLC. Nintendo claims they are among the most open and notorious online hubs for pirated video games. Defendants reproduce, redistribute, publicly perform, and display a staggering number of unauthorized copies of Nintendo's video games, all without Nintendo's permission. Nintendo also states that the defendants' websites have become immersively popular, reaching 17 million visitors each month because of the illegal distribution of such ROMs, such as the site reaps substantial ill-gotten gains and damages Nintendo has threatened irreparable injury. I don't get it. I mean, I do get it, but at the same time, I don't get it. Nintendo's lawsuit also covers the extensive use of Nintendo properties on the website, which are allegedly used to encourage visitors into downloading the illegal ROMs. The site also illegally distributes the proprietary BIOS software for various Nintendo consoles. Defendants are not casual gamers, but are instead sophisticated parties with extensive knowledge of Nintendo's intellectual property and the video game industry. More generally, note Nintendo. They request the takedown of both sites, as well as damages of $150,000 per Nintendo game infringed, as well as $2 million for each copyright infringement. Holy shit, that's a lot of money. The domain names are also requested to be handed over to Nintendo and the operators are to reveal the sources of the ROMs. Since filing the lawsuit, Love Retro has been taken down offline, being shut down until further notice. Meanwhile, Love ROMs has removed all Nintendo titles from the site. This isn't the first time they've done this. A few years ago, they went after a website called Cool ROMs, or Cool ROM. I used to get some of my ROMs from there, but I don't really download ROMs anymore. I haven't done it in years. I download ROM hacks, but not ROMs. Not straight up ports. I download modded versions, and that's only really for Super Mario World. But Nintendo, man, they're asking for a lot of money. They're asking for $150,000 per Nintendo game infringed upon, as well as up to $2 million for each copyright infringed on. So technically, you're asking for $2.15 million per game that Nintendo had that was on this website. That's a lot of money, man. I don't even think whoever owns these websites could even afford to pay that kind of money. Nintendo, they always, when they do things, they always do things big. And this is, I understand why they're doing it, but I think they're asking for a lot. Especially when the majority of these games people were downloading are well over 20 and 30 years old. I don't know what copyright laws out there, but isn't there something that says, like, after 25 years or something, copyrighted things become public domain or whatever? I really don't know the laws on that, and I don't know, man. I just hope, I understand why Nintendo's doing this, but I think they're asking for too much. I don't think they're going to get everything they're asking for. Supposedly, these websites reach 17 million viewers a month. That's a lot. And it's probably the same people returning all the time. I personally have never used these sites, and now, obviously, I can't. I mean, I still can use Love ROMs, but I don't download ROMs anymore. I don't. Because I have a PlayStation 1. I have a Dreamcast. I have an SNES Mini, which has the games on it, for the most part, that I'm satisfied with. I have the PS4. I have a broken PS3, which I'm going to replace at some point. I have an Xbox 360. I have an Xbox One. I have a Switch. I have a Wii U. So really, the only games I would ever emulate are like GameCube, some SNES games, which I have. I also have an N64. And a couple GameCube games, some DS, a few DS games, but the DS games that have ever come out, I've played them all already. Not to mention some ROM hacks, they're a real pain in the ass. Some ROMs are a real pain in the ass to get them to work. Sometimes it's not even worth the effort, to be honest. Nintendo has always been very strict with their IPs. They've always been very strict with their copyrights. I mean, they don't let people make YouTube videos, for crying out loud. That's free promotion for you, Nintendo. But with that being said, folks, that was episode 19 of the Game Corner podcast. I honestly don't know how long this podcast is. I'm going to edit it and render it out, and it'll be uploaded within the next 24 hours. Most likely. Within the next 36 hours for sure. So guys, thanks for watching. My name is The Rose, and until next time, I'll catch your ass down the road.